can we talk about an artist that was signed to Death Row that I don't think he ever released any music on Death Row, but the reason I want to bring
That
him
was a
up
lot of
was
that was a lot of artists. But okay, go ahead.
that's true, yes, but in particular Red Rum because before he passed away, which I think was either this year or late last year, he was auctioning off, and he had, man, I want to say he had at least 40 to 50 pages of Tupac's lyrics and track lists and all this stuff. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Red Rum, and he had said that Tupac had gave him those sheets for his birthday one day at Can-Am. I wanted to see if you knew about that and just get your thoughts on Red Rum in general.
Man, goddamn, John. I do go to Pyru's funeral sometime when somebody real close that I know, or Crips. I do go to their funerals. Did you see this funeral of Red Rum? All right. That was taped by my girl Cynthia Nunn. Man, that dude was very well loved by Pyru's. And so you about to have me talk negative on Red Rum. Man. Oh, man. But what happened was Rick James, Victor Welch, was a dude from Fruitown, Pyru. Red Rum and Bloody Mary was being managed by Rick James over at Death Row. Rick James is the guy that was kind of instrumental. I talked about him earlier. He was the one that got all the little guys in the pink funk shirts and all of that to come. Rick James was cool dude. I was, still is. I kind of have a little disdain for him because I know he went and worked with Harry O a minute on that Welcome to Death Row tape and bullshit. So y'all can see him on there. Y'all can see him outside the hospital. And then y'all can also see him standing near or close by Suge and Pac at one of the fights, not the last fight, but one of the fights that Pac and Suge was at. In the stands, guy with long hair, looked like Rick James. That's why we call him Rick James, because he carried his hair like a super freak. So anyways, after we was in the Bahamas and all of that, and the only thing that makes sense, because I know Pac ain't gave none of his lyric sheets or anything like that to Red Rum. I don't believe it. I never heard anything like that, but I do know Red Rum and Rick James one day got their studios, their master recordings, and they came up there one morning while the studio was closed, and somehow they got in because we didn't have 24-hour security yet. We just had it once the artists came. And somehow one of those runners or engineers, they had what they call second engineers, let them in the studio. And we got reports that they ran out of the studio with a bunch of their own material. The stuff that they did because they were mad that, they wasn't getting out. They were also they made it big because Red Rum was on plenty of those songs with my boy Tweety Bird. All in the Same Game, what's it called? I forget the name of the album, the Blood and Crips album that was done. You know the name of it offhand, John? All in the Same Game, I think it was. Yeah, Tweety Bird with my boy Tweety Bird Loke. And they ran out of the studio with a bunch of reels and master, the 24-inch box reels. And it was a little heat behind that, but like I said, right after that, Suge went to jail and all of that. And so we didn't really care about that music, to be honest. That's where I believe Red Rum, probably that day, him or Victor Welch, saw those papers, and stole them. I'm gonna call a ball, strike or strike. Stole them. Had to be. Only time they would have had access to it, and only time they would have had the ability to do it. But hey, if Red Rum got a few dollars off of it, And shout out Red Rum if it was able to help take care of your family. And I know you probably wish you would have them today, because the way people buying up stuff, I'm sure it's worth a lot more than what he sold them for whenever he did sell them. But the first time I heard that story, to be honest, John. Red Rum is very, very well respected among the red side, and probably on some of the real guys on the blue side. Because if y'all don't know one thing about red and blue, they do respect each other when they real gangsters. They just don't respect the wannabes.